Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. Hope you guys are ready to get this Monday started. I'm a little sleepy this morning, guys. But first of all, I am your Mitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Fast Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I'm ready to get this Monday started. I may be a little sleepy, and my co-host over here is been asleep. She got in the car and said, "Please understand, I'm going to sleep, and I'm not waking up, so I have to get out the car." Thank you, Miss Margaret. Good morning to you too. Good morning, Dee. How you doing? How was work last night? Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, y'all. Did everybody have a good weekend? Let me tell you. Good morning, Miss Valerie. Miss Valerie has an event coming up in January, and I think I know I shared her deck. It's called Esther's Purpose, right, Miss Valerie, Minister Valerie. So guys, please make sure you check that out. And I think I'm gonna go. It looks like it's gonna be an amazing event. And if I'm correct, Miss Valerie, it's in January, right? Oh, Miss Margaret, I'm so jealous. I love the beach. Do you understand that I know it was long. I admire anybody that can work at night, because I could not. I got you to like 9:30 and then I'm asleep. Miss Margaret, please get a tan for me, honey. Lay out there in the sun today and tan yourself up. Let's see. Let me add. January 2019, which is next year, is when Miss Valerie's event is coming up. So guys, make sure you check it out. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you shared our shows from Friday. Good morning.
Good morning. I thought I wasn't going to get on. I sent a request like 10 times. I was like, uh-oh, Facebook is
I was
blocking me
waiting for my
today.
little red person to ding, but I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, I'm on now.
All right.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Miss Margaret, listen, honey. When I tell you I could live at the beach, y'all don't understand. I'm already retiring to Costa Rica, so I'm
It's
all for
planned
that.
out.
It's been planned out for years, so I'm ready.
Awesome.
Yes, Kim. My socks don't match, but I do have on
Oh,
matching shoes.
she called you out.
Did you see my post yesterday?
Yes, I did. I saw that black and white shoe, girl. I was like, really,
Yeah, they
JoJo?
was
But that's
navy. They was
okay.
navy blue and white, and I don't.
Okay. It was okay.
Both of them were under my desk, and I had to run out, so I just slid my feet in a pair. I didn't know they had got. Girl, I was living my best life in Kroger with blue and white Old Navy flip flops on, chilling.
Girl, they probably thought you were trying to do a new trend, especially those young kids, because they used to do the crazy different socks thing
Yep.
and all that other mess. They probably said,
Yep.
"Ooh, that's a new trend. I'm about to go do that."
Girl, I promise I didn't notice it till I sat down to put my feet back under my desk. I was like, Father God, I went out looking like this.
Wow. Wow. That's okay though. You get a
Good,
pass. As long as you
I
don't do
did.
it every day.
I
Right?
don't.
You get a pass.
I don't. Good morning,
Be
Chef Eric.
thankful you had shoes to put on. Let's look
Yeah,
at it that way.
thank you, Lord.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome, guys. So hopefully, as JoJo shared, you all had an amazing weekend. We did too. We had a lot of good fun. Guess what, JoJo? Malachi went zip lining before you did.
Did
Did
it?
it this weekend.
And me and Courtney talked. Let me tell y'all. Well, go ahead and tell me about Malachi, and I got to tell you about Courtney Zipline.
And that's okay, but let me just say this: he's too small to do the outdoor, so he did the indoor zip lining out in Kennesaw. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really zip lining, but they call it zip lining because it's indoor. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
on. They did it at one of those episodes of Married to the Doc. Was it Married to Doctor? Married to the
Married to
Doctor?
medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. Married to Medicine. They actually did one of their shows at the location where we were this weekend. one of my friends, it was her son's birthday party. But anyway, yeah, Malachi did zip lining this weekend, JoJo. So you got to get on
I
board
gotta get on it.
so we can go get this thing
I
done.
told.
But
Sorry about that. My phone was ringing at the same time.
okay.
Auntie, and tell her I'm sorry to wake you up. But Courtney, she did a Girl Scouts event. You know, she's an adult Girl Scout, so they had a swing from a tree. And Courtney texted me, she was like, I died, but I came back to life. I said, what? And she was like, she got on that swing and she said,
Okay, JoJo.
Hmm?
All we can see is glasses and your forehead. Can you back up a little bit, or did something change? Just say it.
And that's what you call looking out for your friend right there, girl. Oh yes, Chef Eric, we sure can do that. We can talk about that. Do you see his comment?
I see him. Yeah, but we're having true confessions about everyday life and finances over here. We will definitely add branding, LLCs, tax IDs, and liability insurance. But that's not what we plan today. But thank you for your comment, Eric. We'll definitely add that on for those who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. So I'm helping you make your money, keep your money, and grow your money over here, and getting your finances in order so you can do those things, so you can invest, so you can start your own businesses, so you can buy real estate, so you can do all those things you want to do. But all right, JoJo, we still see your forehead and your glasses. I don't know what happened to the phone. I don't know if it changed
Yeah,
when
I know.
you when the
sorry.
phone call came through, but it 10x your.
Is that better?
You're still up close, but that's good. I still see.
Is that, what about that?
It's.
I don't want y'all looking at my forehead. My forehead big enough, Lee.
Oh my gosh. So you know that joke they used to tell about never mind. I'm not even gonna do that right now. All right, y'all. While JoJo figures out the zoom in on her phone.
I'm not going. What I'm not fixing to do is Rosie big. Is it zoomed in?
I don't see Rosie right now. We see the back seat of the car.
What are you doing?
And Valerie says she can only see my shoulder. Okay, so then you got something has happened on your screen that zoomed us in really close.
I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Somebody gotta tell me how to fix it. That
I don't know, but it zoomed in really close. And she said they can only see my shoulder. So it really zoomed us in. JoJo, when that phone call came in some kind of way.
What about now?
Well, that's
no, I see out your back window. I see a lot of trees, and now I see your glasses and your forehead.
See, all she sees is this, and then all they see is her shoulders. Well, so when your auntie called, yeah, but when your auntie called, it zoomed everybody, and I don't want everybody staring at my forehead is already big.
Well, that sounds like a Facebook problem, and I don't know how to help you. I'm truly sorry.
You need to. Where is the love, Lee? Go ahead. I'm going. While you doing that. Good morning, everybody. And I'm sorry, y'all only seeing foreheads and shoulders up in this.
Yeah, that's right, Kim. It is a typical Monday morning, but Murphy's Law, that's in full effect. But we got this over here. So, y'all, what I am going to share with you, since we have these true confessions about finances, yeah, I have a great shoulder. If that's all you can see, y'all just gonna have to look at this great shoulder over here. But guys, I wanted to share some information with you in regards to the purchasing power of your dollar that we definitely need to be aware of. So we know that the interest rates, or whether you know this or not, interest rates were recently increased. But when you look at it, the purchasing power of our money has significantly decreased. I know, right, Charlene? It is what it is.
We're going to do this
But when we
morning
talk
show,
about,
forehead and shoulders anyway. We're doing
yes,
this show. Did you call your auntie?
oh, that's the forehead and shoulders edition of the Fearless Morning Show. All right. So,
There we
guys,
go.
the purchasing power of your dollar. And I just wanted to give you this real concrete example.
You leaving?
So if you have $10,000, let's say we were back in 1992, we got in our DeLorean, we went back to the future, right? We are in 1992. If you had the same $10,000, right? We buying them live. Yes.
Hey, to the
Okay.
man, Miss Valley. Sprinkle some holy oil on this thing.
Right.
Love you,
The same $10,000, guys, from 1992 today will only purchase a little less than $6,000 worth of material. Do you understand that? So that's the effect of inflation on your money. Or if we look at it in the opposite direction, if you had $10,000 in 1992, you would have to have the equivalent of $17,000+ today to buy the same amount of things or stuff that $10,000 would buy in 1992. So you say, well, Lynn, why are you having this conversation? Guys, I'm trying to help you because we have to understand and identify that inflation is real, and inflation is essentially when you have too many dollars that are chasing too few goods, right? So it's driving up the price of things over time. So putting your money to work for you through investing can help you to mitigate, help you to alleviate, help you to become financially comfortable. That's what I'm trying to share with you this morning. So the two things that are most important that you need to do, that you must do, that are non-negotiable if you want to achieve financial comfort. And I'm just saying being financially comfortable, guys, right? I'm not talking about all the way financially free. You can definitely do that if that's your goal, but I'm talking about being comfortable so you don't have to struggle. The things you have to build up are your net worth, and you have to build up your cash flow. You must build up your net worth, and you must build up your cash flow, okay? That's how you beat inflation over time. And I'm not just talking about getting a retirement. Some of y'all have said, well, Lynn, I'm just trying to get through today. I'm just trying to get through this week. I'm just trying to get through this month. I hear you and I understand that. So it's important that you understand the meaning of cash flow and net worth. And I'm gonna put y'all on something that you probably haven't thought about. And maybe some of you have, right? Because some of us focus on our monies in a very different way. But in looking at this, guys, do you not know that you can use your credit cards to help you improve your cash flow on a month-to-month basis? And a lot of people don't even see it that way, because when we were small, what did Big Mama tell us? Our grandma is Big Grandma. That's what we call her. What did they tell us? They tell us don't use those credit cards, right? Because that's bad. That gets you in debt. That's not a good thing as far as your finances are concerned, right? But the thing that you need to recognize here is that by improving the cash flow, the definition that I'm using for cash flow is the amount of money you have coming in on a regular basis from any investments or other sources, your paychecks, things of that nature. Okay. So how do you improve your cash flow? You say, well, Lynn, how do I do that using credit cards? Guys, credit cards, if you get your credit card and you're utilizing your credit card, now I'm saying just to utilize it to take care of what you currently have. I'm not talking about using it to go out and buy all the extra things that we tend to like to have. Oh, it's fall, I need a new line of fall clothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your regular expenses and how do you increase your cash flow to help mitigate or minimize the potential of you living paycheck to paycheck, so you can start building a cushion, so you can start saving some, so that you can start investing, so you can start, you know, controlling your money better, because things are happening out there in the market. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention as much as the amount of I've been paying attention to the markets. But guys, we always know what goes up must come down. And the markets have been on an extreme high here lately. So we have to recognize and identify what it is that we can now do that is going to help us, that's going to position us. So in utilizing credit cards to increase your cash flow, think about your credit card statement. Most credit cards give you a 20 to 30 day window, right, before you actually have to pay on it. Now, I'm talking about those of you who are going to be responsible with this moving forward, paying all of your, let's say your utility bills, your other bills that can be paid with a credit card, paying all of those bills with the credit card. That now gives you that 20 to 30 day cushion so you can start to build cash flow. Now, I'm not saying put that electric bill or that utility bill on the credit card and leave it there, because then it starts to gain interest, right, on their end. And that's going to increase the cost for you. But I'm saying if you do this, you'll be able to pay off. Make sure you pay it off within that 20 to 30 day window. But it then leaves that money that you had that from your account, from your job, from your side hustle, from wherever your money is coming in from, that now leaves that money in your bank for 20 more days. So by having that money set aside in your account for those additional 20 days improves your cash flow in the event things happen. So you now set yourself up in a different way. Once you learn and recognize that this is one of the tips, there are more tips and things that you can do that will help you to improve your cash flow. But some of us are so afraid of credit cards, right? We're so afraid of this thing because, you know, we talked about this before and JoJo shared, we're afraid of things that we've inherited from our parents, from other generations, things that have been passed down year after year after year that we didn't even go back and ask whether or not this was right. We just bought into the idea. I bought into the idea that all dogs were dangerous. That's something that I inherited. That was passed down to me, right? Even though that little dog chased me back into the van when I was a kid. But still, I borrowed that and I kept going with it. So think about what are the things that you have borrowed, right, from other family members that's now hindering you from being able to do things differently. The other thing, guys, so I said you have to build up your cash flow, but you also have to build up your net worth. And your net worth is defined as, just so we're on the same page, your net worth is the measure of your net economic position. So how much money you have left after your liabilities, after your bills are paid, after all of that subtracted from your assets. That's your net worth. And the challenge for many of us is that we don't track that. We don't pay attention to that. So we have to look at this because, as I shared earlier, the way that inflation impacts the purchasing power of our dollars, guys, is significant. And until you start tracking these things, it's going to minimize the opportunities that you'll have as far as your monies are concerned. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you today, to say, so Lynn, how do you get started? That's what I need to know always. How do I get started in tracking your cash flow? Well, guys, it starts with knowing where you are. You have to have a budget. Okay. Making sure you have that budget. You have to understand where you are and know where all of these things lie. Once you have a budget, you need to make a priority list. So what are those things that you're now going to utilize your credit cards for? These things, these utilities that you can now use to build cash flow. And it'll seem that you now have more money in your bank account and you're not living paycheck to paycheck. And I wish that Facebook would allow me to be able to put this up on the board so I could actually share it with y'all. But since y'all are just looking at this lovely shoulder, let me give you some shoulder work. Since y'all
Give a little stone and take it right back.
Today, I will make sure in a future segment to be able to post that so you can actually see it, because I know some of us learn by hearing, some of us learn better by seeing. Definitely you learn better by doing. And I highly implore, suggest, recommend, whatever word you want to use, that you do these things that we talk about every day as you learn to, do differently or live past crazy in your finances. Let's just go ahead and combine it together. In looking at this, guys, also, what are the other things that you need to do? Once you start improving your cash flow possibilities in your finances, then you can start looking at and making a list and prioritizing. Okay, now what are these things that I'm going to do now? What am I going to focus on now? Am I going to focus on paying off debt? Am I going to focus on building up my retirement? Am I going to focus on building the kids' college fund? Am I going to focus on, you fill in the blank? What are the things you can now focus on and do differently because you're not strapped for cash, because you've improved your cash flow? See, guys, that's the game. You got to learn the rules to mastering this game of money that are going to help you to make your money, keep your money, and grow your money. Then after that, guys, you choose that one thing that you are going to focus on. What's the one thing that will make the biggest difference in your life right now? And once you identify that one thing that's going to make the biggest difference, then develop, it has to be a habit. It has to become a habit, right? Because we don't do things unless they become a habit for us. It becomes a habit that you get out of the bed every morning, that you hit that alarm clock, that you hit the snooze, right? That's a habit that one develops. Or that you get up and you drive a certain way to work. That's a habit that you've developed. Or you go to lunch with the same crew every day. That's the habit that you develop. And you can also develop those same or similar habits when it comes to your finances. Guys, improving your cash flow, improving your net worth are vital. They are most important when we talk about the impact of inflation on our dollars and where do we need to move in order to get to our next. And finally, guys, I want you to develop that habit. That one habit is that thing that's going to make that biggest difference for you, for your family, in your community. So make sure that you are tracking this. Just try it for 21 days. Research suggests to us, right, that if we do something for 21 days, we develop a habit, and that habit will continue to, we'll be able to continue, we'll be able to sustain, all right? We'll be able to continue. Consistency is what I'm trying to get to here, okay? So once you are consistent in those habits that are now going to improve your life, and you start seeing the positive net gains from that, then you'll say to yourself, oh, okay, that was easy. Now what else can I do? So when you go through and you start looking at your net worth, okay, you'll just, the way that we go about setting it up, and the way that I teach individuals to go about setting it up, is just to list the current value of your assets and then the cost of your liabilities. So what do you mean by that? I have a spreadsheet actually where I actually go through and I have a net worth chart. And I have our personal residence. At one time we had other properties, but we sold those off. So what were the funds from those? Any physical metals that you have, if you collect gold coins or anything like that, or those things have been passed down from generation to generation, gold, silver, you name it. Your car could be an asset, but just know that that's a depreciating asset, okay? And any other things that you may have in your retirement accounts, whether you have some bonds. I know back in the day, our parents used to buy those bonds, U.S. Treasury, the U.S. government bonds, or there may be corporate bonds or municipal bonds, any of those types of things, stocks, your savings accounts, your checking account, your money market account, CDs, all of those things are considered assets. So put all of those things that you have identified in that one line, okay? And then, of course, your liabilities are your bills, right? The things that are on the other side of that chart that you need to do. That would be like any mortgages that you have, If you have a retirement account and you borrowed from that retirement account, there's a loan that you have to pay back on that. So that would be considered a liability. Your student loans are definitely a liability. Any outstanding credit card debt that you don't pay off. Remember, we said we're going to use credit cards to improve cash flow, but we need to look at whether we have a 20-day or a 30-day window on that credit card where they will allow us to carry that without interest, and making sure that you're paying off those portions of those bills at that time. Also, the other things that you look at as liabilities, guys, could definitely those payday loans. Hopefully you don't have any of those. If you do, get those off as soon as possible. Your personal loans, auto loans, anything you pay for. If you have a life insurance loans, those are not as common anymore, but they used to be really prevalent. Margin account loans, anything that you owe, those are those liabilities that you need to make sure that you also track so that you can calculate exactly what it is that you need to develop this habit. All right. So don't forget, guys, as I shared earlier, why you say, Lynn, why in the world am I doing this? Guys, we're talking about the purchasing power of your dollar and how that continues to decrease over time. And I gave you that example at the very beginning, that $10,000 from 1992 will only buy roughly $6,000 worth of stuff today. That's a significant decrease in the purchasing power of our dollar. And if we continue to amass credit card debt without focusing on that, if we continue to build on the liability side and not the asset side, or if we continue to build, on the opposite side as opposed to the cash flow side, guys, that's how we elude ourselves. That's how we miss the mark when it comes to our money. So get rid of some of those negative behaviors, those negative patterns, those things that you've brought in, right? From generation to generation, things that were just passed down because Big Mama told you that, right? Get rid of those thought patterns and processes so you can now do things differently. Guys, I'm going to upload the video from the credit card. I'm sorry, not credit card. From the Improve Your Credit class. I'm going to upload that to my Facebook page. I do apologize. I had some issues getting it uploaded yesterday, but I would definitely get that uploaded for those of you who are interested, guys. But it is very important that we pay. If you don't get anything else out of this video today, you get that it is important that you understand the meaning of cash flow and net worth, and that you work to build up your net worth, build up your cash flow so that you can beat inflation. That's what's most important for us as we work to achieve financial comfort. Now, when we talk about financial freedom, I'll tell you what you can do now that you've increased this cash flow, what you can do now that you've increased your credit, because we're talking about being able to leverage other people's money. And it starts utilizing your credit cards the best way. Once you understand this, now you can leverage other people's money. You can leverage the money from American Express, MasterCard, and Visa to help you in your financial situation. But you must know the rules of the game and apply those and be able to do them consistently. So develop the behaviors, y'all. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it, America's #1. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think I saw Dorothy, Sandra, Chastity, and John come in. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to also share out this information, because it's very important that we understand the power of leveraging other people's money. And you can get that concept very easily through credit cards. That's the easy access point for many of us. And then once you start managing that credit card in the right way, as opposed to buying stuff that you won't, start using it now to leverage and build your cash flow, then that completely starts to change the game for you. You don't feel overwhelmed anymore, any more stress in your finances, because you figured this thing out, how to give yourself some cushion, how to give yourself some breathing room once you start doing the right things. All right, guys? Make your money, keep your money, grow your money. That's what I'm talking about over here. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it. I'm giving y'all shoulder today. That's all y'all can see, but that's okay. We hope that Facebook will be on par next time, so you won't just see my shoulder and JoJo's forehead um, for the show.
But Lynn, I see you on my end. I see you perfectly fine.
You do?
Yeah, I see all of you. So I don't.
Huh.
You still see my forehead?
Yeah, I still see your forehead. And I thought that's why I wasn't even looking at the camera. I said, well, they can't see me. I'm not even looking at the camera. Let me just look at my notes and move on. Okay.
You were looking at the camera. You did fine. And y'all, I'm sorry y'all looking at my forehead, but I did moisturize this morning. So
You are so silly.
I did moisturize. So, all right, guys. So today's topic for your fearless thought for the day is you're not being selfish. Miss Valerie says she can only still see your shoulder. But on my end, we both look normal. So I don't know. Facebook don't want us to be great. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be great regardless.
Exactly. We are great. It's no gonna be. We are. Okay.
Hey to the man. All right, guys. The fearless thought for the day is you're not being selfish when you start on this journey to improve yourself. Your family, your friends will have you think you're being selfish with your time and with talking to them, because when you thank you, Miss Valerie. So when you start on this journey, you realize that all the time you realize some of the time you wasted on things that didn't really matter. And now that you're using that wasted time on things that you really want to do to grow yourself, they will think that you are selfish. You're too busy. You don't have time. Or here's my favorite one. I can't keep up with you. Don't use that as an excuse, honey. Good morning. But people will make you feel, especially your family and some of your closest friends, that you're being selfish because you want to change what you're doing. Hey, Miss Jocelyn, happy birthday. I see you had a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm so happy for you. I'm coming to the next birthday. I couldn't make this one, but I'm coming to the next birthday. And it got to be just as exciting as this birthday. Let me put that out there. But think about this, guys. If you don't take the time to do what you need to do to work on yourself, then
Right.
you are being selfish by making it somebody else's responsibility to take care of what you didn't take care of. Can we say amen on that? Think about it
Okay.
this way. You're not being selfish when you take time to realize you want to live past crazy in your life and your finances, and you get your money together and you start working on your life, and you're reading books and you're changing your language and you're changing your thoughts and you're changing things in you. That's not being selfish. You are being selfish when, for instance, you know things are crazy in your life and your finances, and you have children or people depending on you, and you choose to do nothing about it. Then you are being selfish, and then you're making everybody else responsible for you being selfish in your life, and that's not fair. That part is not fair. You either going to take the time to be selfish now to handle your business, to get your stuff in order, or you're going to be selfish and make it my responsibility to take on what you did not handle. And I'm going to tag this to Lynn's financial moment of the day. Think about it this way. If you have children, and we both have told a story of people who said they taking everything with them, ain't leaving their kids nothing. But think about it this way. If you have small children, is it
Right.
fair? Why are you being selfish to not take care of yourself financially, mentally, emotionally, and physically? Why are you not taking care of that so that it's not everybody else's responsibility? But you're being selfish and thinking you have all live long day to handle your business,
Right.
when every day is not promised. So you best take what you got and make it happen. So think about that, guys. You're not being selfish when you try to change your life. It's not being selfish when you want to live different, when you want to speak different, when you want a different job, when you demand a different relationship from somebody, when you demand a different friendship from somebody. That's not being selfish. However, it is being selfish when you complain and you refuse to take responsibility for the
Right.
actions that you did not take. Now you can complain all day and tell me you want a different life, but until you do something about it, you like it. I'm just convinced that some people like it. They like to complain about they crazy because for some they like the result that they get from telling a story. And some people don't know what they would say if they couldn't complain. They don't know what they
Right.
would say if they didn't have a problem at work all the time, or if they didn't have a relationship problem all the time. Please understand how much freer your life and your thoughts would be if you
Right.
stop that. Just that's exhausting, Lynn. Please let me tell y'all.
Yep.
Y'all know by now I'm a survivor of domestic violence. Y'all know I know crazy. It was exhausting living in crazy. Do you understand? I was tired and sleepy. I could sleep for days and still be tired. And even after I got out of the situation, I could still sleep for days and still be tired because it was exhausting and it carried over. And so
Yeah.
can you imagine you living at 10,000 all the time, complaining all the time because you refuse to change your crazy? Then you are being
Hmm.
selfish because you refuse to take responsibility for your actions.
Right.
At some point, you either love crazy or you gonna, she, hold on,
What?
sister. She just hit my car. I told
Oh no.